Okay, I'm gonna sincerely hope that this mic is working because otherwise you're gonna get so much feedback from a candle I have going because I'm stupid and decided this would be a good time to light a candle. I just got back from the gym. Don't mind how rough I look. I was actually filming a little vlog. I'm so horrible at being a YouTuber, so oopsies. But I have decided that since my first year at University of Edinburgh has come to a close, I have one exam. It is in about a month, and classes ended the 7th of April. It's currently the 22nd. But since my school year has basically come to an end, I've decided that I'm going to rank the UOE student accommodations, because I have friends living in a majority of them. And when I was applying for accommodation last year, about this exact time actually, I was super stressed because I had no idea. And there are reviews on both YouTube and other websites online, but a lot of them have really conflicting opinions, and I found that none of them really told me what I really wanted to know. So I will try my best to rank them by location, price, as of what is on the website for this coming year, what my friends have said, how big the flats are, how grimy they are, and overall experiences that me and my friends have had in the different accommodations at the university. I'm gonna try and talk about most of them. All of them are obviously going to be undergraduate accommodation. There are a couple that are postgrad only, and I also have literally no opinions on Pollock because I don't know anybody except for one dude staying in Pollock this year. So I can give you very little information about that, except for the fact that if you are going to apply Pollock or only Pollock, or end up accepting an accommodation offer from a Pollock hall, which is any of the catered properties, just know that there is a huge stigma around Pollock and being posh. I had no idea that was a thing. I didn't apply to anything in Pollock just because I was I can't be confined to an eating schedule, and I also am fine cooking for myself, and it is so much more expensive to stay in a Pollock hall because it's catered, which just means that there's a meal plan kind of, because you do breakfast and you do dinner. You don't get lunch, okay? You do not get lunch, so you still have to pay for lunch, but it is a good £2,000 more than any other place of the university accommodations. So just know that if you stay at Pollock, you will be branded as either a Londoner, an international student who's really fucking rich, or just somebody who is super posh. There is a huge thing about it, and I had no idea until I was actually in Edinburgh. I didn't see anything about this online anywhere. So if you're applying Pollock, know that people are going to judge you because you live in Pollock. That's all I have to say on that. So these are filmed in random order, just know that. So I'm obviously going to start with where I live, which is Bray House. It was, I think for me, my room was £6,400 for a tenancy that started the 10th of September and goes until the 2nd of June, which comes to be, I think it's about $800 a month, which is kind of a lot. However, bills are obviously included. I'm pretty sure that for every single accommodation, bills are included, so don't worry about that. Water is also included, obviously. So yeah, I've probably cost them way more than I should in energy just because I'm not used to turning switches off, and I am horrible at leaving shit on. So, whoops. Hopefully they don't come for me for that. Let's hope not. Everybody pray for me. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm going crazy or they really did increase the price a shit ton. I'll have to look at my contract. But, for the large ensuite, which I don't have the large, I have the regular. The large is £7,288 a year. I'll just let you know now, getting a large at Bray House is not worth it. It is not worth 500 more pounds. I promise you. It is 3 more feet of space. That's it. And then the standard is 7, not 7. Oh my God. £6,784 per year. It is a self-catered property. It is a 25-minute uphill walk to get to campus. You have to go all the way up the Royal Mile, which is really fucking annoying. I rarely walk to campus. I am much happier walking from campus back home, because it's downhill. Because it is high-key a workout, okay? One thing about Edinburgh, you will burn a shit ton of calories just because you walk fucking everywhere. But the buses are really good, so that is pretty solid. I'm not mad about it, like the walking time and distance, because there are 3 different bus routes that go directly to campus right outside of Bray House. 6 to 8 people. I have a 6-person, and it comes with 2 fridges. The 8 people also comes with 2 fridges. There are 2 stoves and 2 sinks, and definitely enough cupboards for everybody, regardless of whether it's a 6, 7, or 8-person place, and all of them are en suite. So buses make the location totally fine. Right next to this accommodation, there is a huge Sainsbury, and by huge I mean it's like a regular, like where you would find everything Sainsbury, because it's not a local. There used to be a TK Maxx that was really close. It's not open anymore. There's a B&M right up in there, and a Poundland too. There's a little that is like a 12 to 15 minute walk away. It is really annoying walking back if you don't have a pulley. So if you want that and little prices, you're probably going to want to do that. But it is pretty decent for the location. There's also an Iceland and a co-op on the way to the little, and it's just down Easter Road, which can be quite sketchy at night. I'll let you know that now. Wonderful. So overall, I would give the location a 6 out of 10. For what's around Bray House, I'd give it like an 8 or a 9, just because not having the Sainsbury local prices is really nice. It means that everything is cheaper. I have no way of confirming for you guys how much. I'm pretty sure it was 6,400 though. Don't quote me on it, but they have increased it quite a bit. And that's saying something, because Bray was already expensive. Okay. Next, we have, I'm kind of just going to go alphabetically. Beaver Bank, I would give it a not good out of 10, just because it is so fucking far away. It's like a 45-minute walk to campus. It is pretty much in the middle of nowhere, north of Newtown, which is not ideal for students. I'm sure that there's a little bit of shopping near it, but it is a mostly residential area, so it's not like it's like Princess Street or anything like that. I would not recommend living there for the price, which is like starting at $6,600. And it says that the flats are 4 to 6 people, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's really tiny rooms. It's about the size of Bray rooms, but it's like got tinier windows and is not on anything main whatsoever. Oh, for Bray House, I also forgot. The flats are, Beaver Bank is also ensuite. I enjoy ensuite, but it's like, it's not necessary, but it can be really annoying when you have like, I don't know, a lot of people sharing. Next, we are going to talk about, I only know like a couple of people living at Beaver Bank, which is why I don't have as much to say about it. So I wouldn't really recommend it in general, because I just hear like meh reviews, and there are way nicer places by like location, where it's at, and like the vibes than Beaver Bank for the price that Beaver Bank is. Next, we're going to talk about Haddington Place. This is on Leith Walk. It is actually pretty high up on the list of like ones that I would recommend. Let me see how many, I don't know how many people live in each flat. It's usually Oh, it says 4 to 6, which, is pretty solid. Leith Walk, okay. So, Leith Walk is not as annoying as it used to be, that's for sure. It used to be under construction a lot. And now the trams have actually, finished construction. So, it is way less crowded and, traffic-y than it used to be. So, I would recommend it for that. This has a Tesco Express, right across the street. There's a Sainsbury Local that is right down the road, literally 50 feet or some shit. Super close. Would recommend. There's also a gym that's not the university gym. The thing with Haddington is it's a 35-minute walk or something like that to campus. But there's 4 different buses that run down Leith Walk straight to Surgeons Hall and Southbridge for Old College, and then Surgeons Hall would be to get to main campus. So it is really easy to get those buses because they're running every 5 to 10 minutes. And so it is not hard to get places at all. The rooms start at £6,700, which is a bit much. They are all ensuite. And the room size is nice. The windows are pretty big. Yeah. I would say that it's pretty solid. I've only heard pretty good reviews of it. Next, Kitchener House. The thing with this one, okay, Kitchener is really only good if you have pretty much only classes at King's Buildings. That's the only thing I would recommend it for. There are only 60 spots at this place, so it is not easy to get. It's in a very residential area. It's really nice for if you have King's Buildings classes, and it starts at $2,900, so £2,915 for a twin room, which means that you're sharing with another person, which is very American. And then a large single room is $5,234 a year. The building is a bit old. It is a little bit of a walk to get to any of the grocery things, but it's overall pretty solid. Next, we're going to talk about Morgan Court. Morgan Court is, I don't know how to describe it because one of my best friends lives there. She does not like it. It's not horrible, but it is in a pretty sketchy area. The bonus is that it's built right on top of a Tesco Express, so getting groceries is really fucking easy. But other than that, it is kind of really annoying. So it is on the lower level of Edinburgh because it's at the base of Cowgate, which is where all the clubs are. So it gets a lot of randos at night. And it's not, I wouldn't say the safest area to walk around late at night. Just because there are so many drunk people walking around all the time. There's also a bunch of hotels, and so a lot of people will be walking with suitcases, and it's annoying. But it is close to the gym, and it's only a 15-minute walk to campus. So yeah, but her room is a lot bigger than mine, and it is also ensuite, but she pays £1,000 less than I do. So there's that. I'm pretty sure hers is a 5-person. I'm not sure how many it ranges to. 3 to 5. Okay. So it starts at $5,499 for this coming school year, and then for a large one, which I have never seen a large, so I don't know if it's really worth it or not, is £5,989 a year. She does have mice. So there is that. But it's not horrible. It could be worse. And I will say, a lot of flats do have mice. There are some mice at Bray. I don't have any experiences with mice. There are a couple, I've seen a few silverfish at Bray, which I didn't think were a thing outside of Minecraft, I'll be completely honest. But everywhere is going to have spiders. A lot of places have mice. If I say that a place has mice, it's just because I know, because one of my friends has told me specifically that they have a mouse in their flat. But I know that there are people who've had mice at Bray. I just haven't had one personally, so yeah. I would give it, it's okay, for what you're paying, it's pretty solid, I would say, Morgan. Yeah. Okay, next we have Murano, which is really close. So Haddington, Murano, and Shrub Hill are like all right next to each other. If I am feeling fancy, I'll put up a little map and like little pins as to where these are, because they're all like right next to each other in like a little triangle, sort of, kind of. And again, it's really close to a Sainsbury local. It is really close to a Tesco Express. I think a ways down Leith Walk there is a Super Tesco. Can't confirm, can't deny. It is also, Murano's the closest of the three of them to the little that I was talking about that's close to Bray. Also has all of the buses running. I've only heard good things about Murano from the friends that I have living there. The standard ensuite rooms are $6,784 a year. I would say that it is pretty worth the price. It's like the mid 2010s decor, which is the same as Bray. Next we have Milne's Court. This one, for the price, so worth it. For the location, also very worth it. Granted, my friend Rosa, who lives there, she has had her room, or not her room specifically, but the kitchen flood 2 different times this school year, which is not the best thing in the world, I'll be completely honest. It's because one of the radiators, like 3 floors up, burst, and then it like leaked all the way down to her flat on the first floor. But her room is larger than mine, and she pays like half of the price, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I might be lying. I'm not sure. You know, it is right up there on the Royal Mile. It is a 10-minute walk to campus. It is right next to all of the shops that are on Southbridge. So there's like 2 different Tesco Expresses. There's a Sainsbury local. It's super close to Old College if you are going to law school. Again, still only a 10-minute walk from main campus. It's also really easy to get to Cowgate if you like clubbing. And it also is super easy to get to Princess Street because you're like basically on the Mound. And so it's great for the location and pretty much for the price. So a large single room is £6,095 a year. A standard single is £5,843, and a small single, which I haven't seen, so I don't know if it's worth it, is $3,822. And I believe that my friend has 4 flatmates, so there are 5 of them, ? Then we have Nicholson Street and South College Street, which would also be a 10 out of 10 for the location, because this is right on Southbridge, like right there. Like when I tell you, it is not even a minute walk to get to Old College and a 5-minute walk to get to main campus. So the friend that I have that lives there, she is on the top floor, which is not slay because it does not have an elevator. That is not something that they advertise. Milne's also does not have an elevator, I believe. All of the other ones I've mentioned do have elevators. It's because these Milne's and Nicholson are both really old buildings. And so they never had they are so old that elevators did not exist yet. So she did have to lug all of her 5 suitcases up 5 flights of stairs. And it is also an entire fucking workout getting up to her flat anytime we visit. So know that is the caveat to this place, because it is, again, right next to the 2 Tesco's, right next to Sainsbury local, right next to main campus. Cannot recommend enough. She has a great view. It is noisy because the view is on Southbridge, obviously. So it can be really noisy. You will hear all of the ambulances. That's if you keep your window open, which she does, which is why she tells us about it. She has had a bird nearly fly in before, but otherwise seems pretty okay to me. Yeah. For a standard single, it is £4,677 a year, and she has the large room. It is $5,200. Those, I think, out of all of the places that my friends live, I think that those 2 are my highest ranks. Next we have Robertson Close. I don't know too much about this one. I've been in it once, and it's okay. I haven't been in the rooms before. However, the bathrooms, it wasn't, all of them are not ensuite, which a bunch of the other ones are. This says that it is 4 to 6% flats. The kitchen that I was in was really tiny, and I didn't like that. But it is really good for clubbing because it is a little bit farther down Cowgate than Morgan Court is. So it's even closer to all of the clubs. So it is really convenient for prees. It also doesn't have an elevator. Morgan Court does not have an elevator either. Just forewarning. For a small single, it is £4,386. For a large single, it is £5,711. And a standard is £5,247. That's pretty much all I have to say about Robertson Close. Next, we have Salisbury Court. This one I don't think is really too worth it. So the two options are a standard ensuite and a twin studio. I don't know anybody... I don't think that those exist anymore because it says that that's for the 2022-2023 academic year anyways. They've upped the price even more. When I was applying last year, this was £7,900, I think. It is now £8,280, which is about the same as some of the cheaper Pollock Halls ones. It's really expensive, and it is not worth it because these are 10 to 12 person flats. Need I repeat that? 10 to 12 people in a flat. Yeah. I find that absurd. Like, are they ensuite? Yes. Is it outrageous for the price to live with 9 other people or 11 other people? Yes. 1,000%. So I wouldn't recommend it. It is close to campus, but it is really, really, like, only if you have the budget for it should you apply. But there are better places that are also en suites that have less people in a flat that are still really easy to get to campus from. So it's a no for me. I'll be completely honest. And also it's like you have to walk to Southbridge for all of the shops anyways. So yeah. Next we have Shrub Hill. Shrub Hill is the one that is really close to Murano and Haddington. The price is about the same as Murano and Haddington and Bray because they're all like the mid 2010s remodel type thingies. A single ensuite is £6,784 a year. I've been in it like twice. The kitchens are pretty decent size. They're a bit older looking than Bray is, and it's right next to Sainsbury and also the 2 Tesco's that I talked about earlier, and then of course the buses as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's still a good location, like still a good place. Next we have South Clerk Street. I don't know too much about this. This is just where my girlfriend was last year, so I've heard some things from her about it. It's not horrible. She was like under the impression when she was there that it was like a long walk, but it's only like 15 minutes to get to campus, maybe 10 if you're speed walking. It's just farther down on Nicholson, which is the same as Southbridge. It's just south of campus instead of north of campus. There's a bunch of different shops a little bit further up than right next to South Clerk. She had pretty like good reviews. They're shared bathroom facilities, and the kitchen she did say get quite rank because her and her best friend had to like clean it every so often, like deep clean. Yeah, next we have Warrender Park Crescent. I have one friend that lives there. I think that it's great for the price. Hers is a 5-person flat, I think. It is shared bathrooms, but you get to be like 10 minutes, 15 minutes from campus maybe. It's just across the meadows. It's in Marchmont, almost Morningside, which is a really nice place to live. She lives super close to a co-op, and then also I think further down there's some Tesco, Express, and Sainsbury locals. It's super convenient for her to get to campus. Even though it is shared bathroom, I think that there's 3 of them and 2 of them have showers. So there's like one that's just a toilet and then 2 that have showers and toilets, but one of them is like a bigger shower than the other. Yeah. It is old looking because it used to be in an old like school. It's like in an old school building. And it is 3 to 5 rooms per flat, apparently. Yeah. She has a view of the castle. Yeah. A view of the castle. So I would recommend it. Yeah, she loves it. There is a mouse. They've named it Remy. That's about all I know. And then Warrender Park Road, the only thing that I know about it is that my friend who lives in Warrender Park Crescent was supposed to live there, and they immediately moved her. Or no, it was her flatmate Emma that was supposed to live there, and then when she went in, she was like, hello, there is so much black mold, and called up the university, and she was like, y'all need to give me a new fucking room. This has so much black mold literally everywhere. I cannot live in this. And they were like, are you sure it's black mold? And she was like, yes, I'm absolutely fucking sure that this is black mold. Are you kidding me? And they were like, okay, we'll move you to a different room. And then they moved her to Warrender Park Crescent instead of Warrender Park Road. So that's all I know about that. And then Warrender Park Crescent, I think, is like, it's £5,247 a year. And you can get a small room that's £4,386 a year. So yeah, I'd pretty much recommend that. To conclude, my top ones would be like probably Nicholson, followed by Milne, followed by Warrender Park Crescent, and that's for price. And then like for convenience, and also if you want to like have an ensuite, because none of those three are ensuite, I would say Shrub Hill, Haddington, Bray, and Murano. Yeah, that's my review. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know any comments or questions. If I can clear anything up for you, let me know. To anybody that's applying for accommodation this coming year, good luck, because it's a mess.